General Motors joining Ford now in partnering with Tesla to use its charging network in North America. Under the deal, GM's electric vehicles will gain access to 12,000 of Tesla's fast chargers starting next year. And GM and Tesla shares both higher on that news. It is a very big deal. Joining us right now is ARK Invest CIO and CEO Cathie Wood. Tesla is, of course, the top holding of the ARK Innovation ETF. Cathie, we were discussing this just in the last hour. It's a remarkable thing I was listening to Spaces yesterday, Twitter Spaces, Elon Musk with Mary Barra, someone who has, it has been very hard for her to even utter the words Tesla over the years. And here is this partnership. What does it mean, do you think, long term, both for Tesla, but also for the legacy automakers, GM and Ford?
Well, I think it's great for America and our transition to the electric future, as Elon said. And I do think it increases the probability that our forecast of 60 million electric vehicle sales by 27, it has increased the probability that that is right. We had globally 7.7 electric vehicles sold around the world last year. Going to 60 million and is going to completely dominate the industry. And I think having both General Motors and Ford on this charging network, which is the big gating factor, range anxiety, gets us there that much faster.
I think there's two questions. Some people would say great long-term, short-term and long-term for Ford and GM. Everybody's a winner in this. There are others that are concerned that say maybe great for Ford and GM short term. I think there's almost no question about that. The question is what happens long term if effectively two of the largest American automakers are effectively driving sales effectively to Tesla, both in terms of the electric power piece of it and effectively the advertisement that is a Tesla charging station, what that means long term in terms of Elon Musk's ability to sell more vehicles, potentially even at cheaper prices.
This reminds me of what happens with most technologies that proliferate and scale. There's a standard, and here we have a charging standard. Charging solves the range anxiety problem. And what's also very interesting about this is it does help Tesla underwrite the charging station expense, because if you look at Tesla's sales, they are highly concentrated on the coasts. Now it's going to make a lot more sense for Tesla to roll out charging stations that much faster throughout the country.
Right. How much of their revenue and profits do you now imagine over time will be a function of the infrastructure part of their business versus the automobile manufacturing part of their business?
Well, actually, we think another revenue source is going to be much bigger. And of course, that's the autonomous taxi platform. And we think it's going to drive the valuation because the margins associated with autonomous are going to be SaaS-like. So instead of electric vehicle gross margins in the 25 to 30% range, we expect autonomous, the platform strategy, to deliver 80%, 90% margin. So the combined will be north of 50%.
In terms of the grid, though, that they're building and these charging stations, you think that's a small part of the business? Yeah, and the services that they may be able to layer on at some of those stations?
We have not counted. So we are in print at $2,000 in 2027, and we have not counted the possible revenue sources associated with this strategy. And we haven't even done much in the energy storage business away from electric vehicles, because we think the most valuable part of the business will be the scaling of vehicles to create this autonomous taxi platform.
Cathie, the other big news of the week, and there are two parts of it, one included you in it, but was the SEC filing a civil case against Coinbase. On the back of that, you picked up some more shares of Coinbase. What's your thesis, and are you effectively betting against the government?
No, we're actually betting on the checks and balances inherent in our government. So you've got Gary Gensler, who's appointed by the executive branch, has to be ratified by the Senate. But we now have the judicial system and the legislative system studying and getting involved in this topic. And I think it's great. I think we're going to end up in the right place. Right now, the SEC regulation and uncertainty around it is chasing digital asset business away from this country. And I think the legislative branch understands it. This will be an election year issue. And I think the judicial branch is very interesting in terms of, the Voyager Binance case. The judge basically said, SEC, what are you doing? You can't prevent the sale of assets from this company to this company. The Grayscale case seems very logically going Grayscale's way. So hopefully we get a Bitcoin ETF. Right. And even the Ripple case, Gensler did not mention, or the SEC did not mention Ripple among the securities in these suits. So that's very interesting as well.